Hello world, welcome back to the Razor RC, and we got another buggy on the channel. We got the Kyosho MP9 TKI4. This is the V2 edition. It's been out for a couple of years now, but this is their 1/8 scale nitro powered, ready to run race buggy, and super excited about taking a look at this because I do have the little brother of this, which is the Inferno Neo 3.0, kind of a lower end budget version that was based off the MP7.5. This is obviously based off the MP9 and is much more up to date and much more premium vehicle. So yeah, let's take a quick look at the box. That's what the vehicle looks like, much more updated battery compartment, electronics tray, higher end radio, some pretty decent servers there. This radio looks pretty cool because it's got like a little LCD display. They did make some updates. They went from a 3mm to a 5mm front shock tower on the V2s. I believe the V1s are 3mm. I don't know any other differences. I think that's it. That's what it looks like in Japanese. Over here on this side, a little more easy to understand for me at least. Full ball bearings, looks like steel shielded bearings. Pretty good motor, the KE21 SP engine. So that should be pretty nice. Kind of an all-purpose looking tire tread pattern there. And then I think that's pretty much all they changed on the V2s. This thing is made in China, just like I think all the Raider is. So let's take a look inside the box. Okay, got everything out of the box. Let's take a quick look at what you get. Bind plug for your Kyosho KE331P radio. So like I mentioned, computerized radio with the LCD screen. Does have the angled steering wheel just like the lower end ready to run, ready set radios, but looks like 3 channels as well. Does take 4 AA's, which you will need to provide yourself, not included in the box. But yeah, it seems like a pretty decent radio. Do you like the Kyosho radios? I think they're pretty good. Comes with an air filter, which you will have to install, wheel wrench, a little glow plug wrench, some zip ties for that air filter, and then I don't know what this is. Maybe something again for the air filter. Some basic tools as well. And then in terms of the paper stuff, looks like a little update to the information. Maybe they have 4 gears in this vehicle. It looks like 4 gears in the disc, which is pretty nice because the lower end Inferno Neo 3.0 only has 2 gears, so that's pretty welcome. Looks like probably a steel spur as well. And then in terms of the manual, here's kind of the basic manual on how to get started. I think break-in information, some different languages. So it really comes with 2 manuals. That's kind of the intro manual, and then here's kind of the big boy that shows how everything gets disassembled, all the parts, one-to-one diagrams as well to show you how everything gets put together. Fairly extensive blow-up diagrams as well. Huge parts list if you need to pick any of these things up. So that's pretty cool. We will have links in the description below where you can buy one of these. But here is the buggy. So the V2 comes in this orange and gray with kind of a black like X pattern on it, so that's what it looks like for the V2s. The V1s I think were like a red with white paint scheme, so a little bit different looking. Body I think is PVC, seems reasonably durable. I do like the cutout for the exhaust, so it does not get caught up while you are trying to put that thing on. And here's the buggy itself. Beautiful looking vehicle. I think a 4mm chassis, 6061, kind of a dark gray anodized look, very wide chassis, just like all the Kyoshos out there. Really nice battery tray. So here's your battery box where you will have to provide 4 AA's or use some sort of hump pack. I generally use this to protect a life 1800 milliamp hour life pack. Here is the receiver box, antenna, which looks like not completely fitted, so I might have to fix that. Here's the engine, the KE21 SP. One of the best RTR engines in my opinion. That's really one thing I really liked about my Inferno Neo. The engine was great, probably the fastest of all the 0.21 3.5cc motors I have in all my RTRs. So I am very familiar with most of the buggies out there on the RTR side. I do have the cheaper one, the Inferno Neo 3.0. I also have the Low C8. I've got the HPI Racing Lightning, also the Serpent SRX8 and the Hobao VS2. So yeah, pretty familiar with most of the Nitro buggies you can buy. So another upgrade on this versus the Inferno Neo is the aluminum shocks. So really, really nice. very thick 5mm front shock tower, really nice. Aluminum upper deck, again, really nice. Looks like pretty beefy turnbuckles front and back with fairly thin steering arms though, I would say there. The tires, pretty firm foam. Kind of all-purpose tread, like I mentioned. I'm not sure they're ideal for dirt, but should be pretty good on street or not super crazy loose dirt. Aluminum shock caps, which is nice. I think these are steel or metal. Shock standoffs, sway bars, front and rear. Very minimal bumper, as you might expect on a race buggy. And then it does have the aluminum spindles there. Cast pieces left and right, so pretty nice. Looks like an integrated servo saver that is adjustable. Plastic servo horns, dual disc brakes, center differential. Yeah, the engine comes with the carb plugged up, so you'll have to remove that, of course, before you run it. Nice polished steel tuned pipe. Again, another upgrade over the Inferno Neo. That one has kind of a basic, non-labeled exhaust pipe, so that's pretty cool. One thing you want to make sure you do is snap these zip ties off the suspension arms. I actually made the mistake of running it with that on my Inferno Neo on the first try, but yeah, cut those off because those obviously are not allowing your suspension arms to move all the way. Looks like you do have adjustable pills in the C and D blocks, so you can adjust actually kick up, anti-squat, or rear toe, so that's pretty nice. A nice little update. Phillips head screws throughout, so that is kind of probably my number one disappointment with this vehicle, is that it does not use hex hardware. It does use Phillips hardware. Hopefully they rectify that at some point, because that's kind of that's pretty budget at this price range. So this is a $500 RC car, ready to run. You will have to provide 4 AA's for the battery box, 4 AA's for your radio, and obviously glow plug, igniter, and fuel. But other than that, yeah, it does pretty much include everything you can get. I'm kind of a big fan of these RTR Nitro vehicles because for the price, I think you get a lot in the vehicle. A nice little 125cc fuel tank, of course, with even a pull handle, so that's nice. Pull start engine, of course. Pretty much all the radio runs are going to be pull start, so that's pretty typical. Mud guards there in the rear. I would say actually paint scheme wise, it looks a little bit like a Tebow style pattern with the stars and stripes, or X's and stripes in this case. So yeah, Jared Tebow, for those who don't know, was a longtime Kyosho driver. I'm pretty sure raced this back in the day. So yeah, pretty nice. Anything else on the bottom? One thing I also kind of don't like about Kyosho is that the engine mount screws, as you can see there, kind of stick out below the chassis. Not really sure why they do that, but that is something you'll want to just kind of keep your eye on, make sure these things don't get damaged too much. But other than that, yeah, beautiful looking little buggy. I'm super excited to take this thing out, and yeah, let's try to fire this thing up. Okay, I fired up the buggy, ran a half tank through it. Sorry I don't have any video of that, I just took a picture, but that was pretty much it. But yeah, these engines, honestly, in my opinion, the Kyosho engines are the best ready to run buggy engines out there. Just really high quality compared to the rest. Fires up super easily. The needles were all on point, didn't have to mess with any of them. Just ran a half tank, fired it up pretty much on like the 10th pull or something like that. On the radio, I did make a few little adjustments. So basically when I fire it up, obviously I warm up the engine with the engine heater, throw on the glow plug, prime it, and then I do about a quarter throttle or so, and then just fire it up, within the 10th pull or so. I left on about 70% throttle trim just to let it kind of warm up, and then once it's warmed up, you can drop it back down to 0% and do, a little slow running or whatever you do to break in the engine. But yeah, really great break-in process. I do really like the Kyosho engines. I think they are the best, like I mentioned. So that's really one of the pros of this vehicle. So anyways, next thing we got to do is fire up and run, about 9 more tanks through this thing, and then that'll be fully broken in, and then take it out for its first drive. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. Throw down any comments you have about the buggy or any suggestions. Don't forget to hit the like, share, subscribe buttons. Look for more videos soon. Thanks for watching.